Welcome to Miss Macabre. There's a village in Kannur, Kerala, buried beneath centuries of superstition, silence, and secrets no one dares speak out loud. That's where he grew up. In a crumbling, red oxide house with blood-red tiled roofs and a courtyard that always felt colder than the rest of the world.
Our home was ancient, older than anyone alive could remember. The corridors were long, dark, like dungeons. You had to step outside into the black to get to the washroom. No one wanted to go there after sunset. We had no electricity most nights, just the flicker of candles. Shadows stretched across the walls, twisted, like they had a mind of their own, and the walls were lined with faded photographs of gods and dead ancestors. Their eyes followed you. I swear to you, they followed you. But everything changed the day my sister Tara died. She was just 8, a child, lively, innocent, my best friend. We did everything together. We shared secrets, ran through the paddy fields, got scolded together. She had this laugh that could melt stone. And then she fell sick. It happened overnight. One evening, she was playing with her dolls. The next morning, she couldn't move. Her eyes were sunken, cold sweat. She didn't speak, just stared.
Their mother knew what was happening. She said something evil had come. She kept chanting prayers, lighting incense, clutching her sari to her chest. She wouldn't let anyone near the ancient well in the backyard, the same one that had been sealed decades ago. She said she saw shadows rising from it.
But we had no answers, so we rushed Tara to the hospital in town. And that's where things turned sickening. She was in the hospital bed, hooked to machines. But the bed started vibrating. No one believed it at first. But I saw it. The whole thing shook like something was underneath it, clawing up. And then she died. Just like that. No warning, no last breath. Her eyes still open. My mother's wail was inhuman. It didn't sound like a scream. It sounded like something being ripped out of her soul. My father collapsed into a chair and cried like I've never seen a man cry. But the horror didn't end there.
Exactly 1 hour after Tara died, their grandfather, who didn't even know what happened yet, died too. They were close. Closer than most siblings. He always said she was the reincarnation of his mother. We kids used to laugh at that.
That night, I went to bring him dinner. I opened his door, and he was sitting on the floor, mouth open, white foam trickling from the corner. Eyes rolled back. His tongue was black, like it had rotted inside his mouth. And the smell, the room stank of burnt meat and decay. 2 deaths, one night, no natural cause. We called a pandit, not one from the temple, someone who knew things. He came silently, like he had expected this. He walked the property, muttering Sanskrit. Then he stood still, right in front of the sealed ancient well. He didn't speak for a long time. Then he simply said, something was pulled out, but something else came in. He performed rituals, burned ghee, turmeric, blood-red kumkum, said there was a curse. He spoke about black magic, decades old, placed on the family by a jealous relative. Something had been buried beneath that well. Something that had been woken up. Then things got worse. My mother stopped talking. She would sit in one spot all day, staring at Tara's photo, whispering to it. She stopped cooking, stopped eating. One night, we found her in the backyard, clawing at the earth like she was trying to dig something up. My father? Silent, stone-faced, like the life had been scooped out of him. No one speaks in our house anymore. The house itself feels alive. Tara's old cupboard started to rot just weeks after she died. No termites, just rot. And the smell was like death soaked into wood. When we opened it, her toys were melted, dolls missing eyes, hair fallen out. One of them was still warm. We thought the fire would cleanse them. Tara and Grandpa were cremated according to tradition. At least, that's what we tried. But the truth is, nothing went as it should.
Tara's body refused to burn. The priest kept throwing ghee and chanting louder, but the wood beneath her stayed cold, until suddenly it caught fire on its own. And when it did, the flames were silent. No crackling, no smoke. Just this unbearable chemical stench, like plastic and rotting teeth.
They say when children die, their spirits linger longer. But Tara didn't linger. She embedded herself. That night, after her cremation, my mother began the morning rituals. Ekadasha, 11 days of mantras, isolation, ritual feeding of crows and cows. But nothing went right. The food offered to the crows came back untouched. The cow refused to eat. It recoiled, as if something unseen was attached to the plate. On the third day, a stray dog died on our doorstep, its body twisted unnaturally, eyes wide open, as if it had seen something it couldn't understand. On the seventh day, while bathing before prayers, my mother began screaming. We rushed in and found her scrubbing herself violently, screaming that Tara's fingers were under her skin. Her body was covered in long scratch-like bruises, fingernail-shaped. That same night, my father tried to cut off all the electricity, said light was inviting something. We lived in pitch blackness, surrounded by burning camphor, turmeric smoke, and silence. But the real horror came. On the 10th day, the day of Pindaman, where we offer rice balls shaped like the dead spirit. We made the pindas, as tradition says, black sesame, jaggery, cooked rice, and placed them on banana leaves by the sacred peepal tree. They were gone in seconds, not eaten, just disappeared. And in their place were small, wet footprints leading back into the house. Bare feet, child-sized. That night, I walked past Tara's old room. Her cupboard had begun growing mold. The air was thick, warm, and wet, like a wound left open too long. I opened it. Her clothes were shredded. Something had scratched from the inside. At the bottom of the cupboard lay her favorite doll. Its head was turned completely backward, and tucked into the doll's arm was a human tooth, too big for a child. Not hers, not ours.
But this story isn't about her death. It's about what we unlocked by burying secrets, because that ancient well, the one behind the house, it was never sealed because of a water problem.
My grandfather killed someone. Decades ago, when he was young, He was involved in a land dispute, something about a ritual site. He pushed a man into the well during an argument, and the man's body was never recovered, only sealed away. That man was a tantric, a practitioner of black rituals. He was preparing to perform Kshudra Puja, a minor black magic rite for revenge. His death left the ritual unfinished, and when Tara died, it completed the circle. The well began leaking black water, thick, sluggish, not mud, not oil. Something in between. The pandit we called told us that the tantric's energy had stayed half dead in the well, waiting for blood from the same family line. Tara was the first. Grandpa was the second. But now, the house is feeding it. It's been 3 months. My mother doesn't speak anymore. She rocks, humming an ancient lullaby we've never heard. Her teeth are turning black. My father writes on the walls now in a language we don't understand. He says he's copying what the house is whispering. And me? I haven't slept in weeks. Every night at exactly 3:10 a.m., I hear her laugh, Tara's laugh, under the floor. It comes from below, from the well. And sometimes I hear scraping, like she's trying to come back up. The worst part, she never says my name. She says, "Grandpa made me go down. Now you bring me back up."
For more such terrifying true stories, please do follow and subscribe to Miss Macabre. Remember, she knows what you fear.